Okay, hello, good day. I'm Engineer Ernesto C. Prudenciado Jr. and I'm going to discuss engineering mechanics. Okay, so there are two major subtopics that divide engineering mechanics. So, namely, statics and dynamics. But in this particular time, we will discuss only statics. Okay, so what are the first topics to be discussed under statics? So, those are the resultant of two concurrent coplanar forces. But before going into that, I will discuss first or explain first what is concurrent coplanar, non-concurrent coplanar, and concurrent non-coplanar forces. Okay? So here we go. So first is the concurrent coplanar forces. So what are these forces? So ibig sabihin nito class, we have a common point for all the forces. So, for example, this is F1 for force 1. This is F2. Okay, this is F3. And this is F4. Okay, and so on and so forth. So, these are what we call concurrent coplanar forces because we have a common point. This one, this is the common point of the four forces involved. And also coplanar because they are acting in just in the same plane. Okay, so hope you understand. The next one is the non-concurrent, non-concurrent, concurrent coplanar forces. Okay, so what are those forces? So if you have here a force F1, okay, so you have also here a force F2, and you have here a force F3. So you have here a force F4. So these forces are said to be non-concurrent forces but coplanar because although they don't have a common point, no, or the origin, but they are acting on the same plane. So the same plane means coplanar. Okay. So the third one is the concurrent non-coplanar forces. Okay, so this is in 3D space. Okay, so for example, if you have x, okay, you have y, no, and you have here z. Okay, so if you have here the force F1 and you have here a force F2 and you have here the force F3. Okay, so these forces is concurrent but not coplanar or non-coplanar forces. Why? Concurrent because they act at the origin or they originate at the origin. Okay, and but since the space is not on the same plane or the forces are acting not on the same plane because as I've said it's already 3D, so these are non-coplanar forces. Okay, I hope it's understand, no? So that's it. So okay, so we have here a problem sample number one. Okay, so I will show you the I will show you how to solve this using what we used to do, no? The method of components. Okay, so let's draw first the free body diagram. So the free body diagram, for example, so you have here force F. You have also here, if by the way, you have a Cartesian coordinate, no? So, F F, this is 700 Newton. So these are 15 degrees from the horizontal. Okay. So the question is, if the theta is 60 degrees, so these are 60 degrees. So this is 60 degrees now. 60 degrees. And F is 400 equals to 450 Newton. Determine the magnitude of the resultant force and its direction measured counterclockwise from the positive x-axis. Okay, so what we are going to solve here is the resultant. So assuming the resultant force is acting on this, okay, this is the resultant assuming the resultant force is acting on this. So this is R. Okay, so what we are going to solve here is what is the value of R and what is the angle with respect to horizontal, okay, measured from the horizontal counterclockwise. So let's call this as uh, yeah, siguro beta. Okay, this is alpha. Okay, sige. So by method of by method of components, we will solve this. Okay, so let's assume forces going to the right is positive. So F is going to the right. So 450 cosine of 60 minus 700 sine of, I mean cosine of 15. Okay, so what is Rx? So solving for Rx, 450 cosine of 60, okay, minus 700 cosine of 15. So that is negative 451.15 Newton. Okay, so next is Ry. So let's assume going up forces is positive. So 450 is going up, 450 sine of 60, and 700 is going down in the third quadrant. So 700 sine of 15. So what is Ry? So Ry is 450 sine of 60 minus 700 sine of 15. So that is 208, sorry, 208.54 Newton. Okay, so to solve for the resultant force, the formula is just the Pythagorean theorem, no? So R is equals to Rx squared plus Ry squared. Okay, so substituting, square root of Rx is negative 451.15 squared plus Ry is 208.54 squared. Okay, so what is the answer? So this is squared plus 451.15 squared. Okay, So I did not include the negative. Maka-cancel out lang siya kasi squared naman. So square root answer. So that is 497.02 Newton. So this is the answer for our first question, the resultant force. Okay. Now to find for the angle from the horizontal, no, this one, measured counterclockwise. So let's say this is alpha. Okay. We have to solve first this. Let's say that is beta. This is beta. Okay. So this is alpha. No. So let's solve alpha first. Solving alpha. Okay. So the formula is tangent alpha is equals to ry over rx. It's just the same triangle, no? So gadini opposite is ry, rx here. So this is the alpha. Okay. So we have now ry. Ry is 208.54 over rx. Rx is 451.15. I did not include the sign kasi I just want the angle. Okay. So alpha is equals to, so let's solve, 208.54 divided by 415.15. Okay, shift tangent. So answer is 24.81. Okay, so this is now 24.81, this alpha. Okay, but we know that we are asked to solve for the beta. So beta is simple triangle, no? So that is 180 degrees minus alpha. Okay, this one, 180 degrees, the whole horizontal plane, no? So 180 degrees minus this alpha. So we can say that this beta is equals to 180 degrees minus 24.81. So beta is equals to 180 minus answer. So 155.19 degrees. Okay. So this is the answer for the second question. So, okay, this is very good solution, but it is better to have a alternative solution, no? So I have here a much shorter solution by using the parallelogram method. Okay? So, but this parallelogram method can only be applied if you have two external forces. So, question, do we have two external forces? Okay, so yes, we have, no. Why? Because this one, the green and the red one, are the two external forces. These are, the blue one, is just the resultant of the two external forces. So our problem qualifies to solve for the parallelogram method. Okay? So what is parallelogram method? So we will draw just a parallelogram, no, or a triangle. Okay? So okay, we will just draw the parallelogram. If this is my F, okay, so this is 450. So this is my horizontal plane, 60 degrees. And this is my 700. Okay, we'll just extend. Okay, and this is my R. Okay, this is my R now. Okay, this is my head. So this is the head of 450. Okay, this is the head of the 700. This is 700. Okay, so we we all know that this 700 is 15 degrees with respect to horizontal. So that is 15 degrees, no? So, and we all know also that this from horizontal, this 450 is equals to what? Is equals to 60, no? Why? This is just opposite of this angle, 60, no? And from horizontal, that is 60. So the we can solve now the interior angle. Okay, this one. So interior angle is equals to 60 minus 15 equals to 45 degrees. Okay, so this is 45 degrees, the interior angle. Okay, so we can solve R by using cosine law. Okay, so cosine law. Cosine law is equals to R squared equals to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine of interior angle. Okay, so R is our unknown, R squared equals to A squared. So 450 squared plus 700 squared minus 2 450 times 700 cosine of 45. So we can solve for R. So using our calculator, 450 squared plus 700 squared minus 2 times 450, 700 times cosine of 45 square root answer. So we now have this R 497.01. So identical for the first method that we used, no? This one, it's very identical. So the difference is maybe 0.01 because of the uh, round off. Okay, so how to solve for this angle? So for this angle, this one, okay. So we will solve this. Let's call this as uh, gamma. Let's say gamma. Okay, okay. By using also cosine law, but you can also use sine law, no? So I am much comfortable with cosine law, so I can still solve this. So the opposite is the 700 squared equals to R. A is R, B is 450. Or you can interchange that. Let's say 450 squared plus R is 497.01 squared minus 2 times 450 times 497.01 cosine of alpha. Okay? Gamma, I mean. So gamma is equals to what? So gamma is equals to 700 squared, 450 squared plus 497.01 squared plus minus 2 times 450 times 497.01 times cosine of alpha x. So shift solve. So alpha x is 95, gamma is 95.19. Okay? So this gamma is just this, no, this angle. So what we are tasked to solve is the whole angle here from here. So that is gamma plus 60. So that is 95.19 plus 60 degrees. So that is equals to plus 60. So 155 155.19 degrees. So this is the same as what we have here, this one. So, okay. So I think this is much shorter solution than the one we used to solve. Okay, the method of components. Okay, I hope you get this. So thank you.